everyone, this is Michelle with Foxy Chick Designs and Magnolia Design Company with another fun DIY project for tonight. Thank you so much for popping on for our Tuesday tutorial. I am super excited about the project for tonight and I hope you guys will be too. As you're coming in, if you will say hello and where you are crafting from, or where you're joining us from. I'm going to just give it a second here, make sure that I am fully live. Just getting my laptop up here and making sure that I'm all good to go. Let's see here. How was everybody's Tuesday? My Tuesday was amazing. I got to be at home. Like I was so excited. I got to be at home today and it was amazing. All right. Let's see here. All right. Hey, Verly, I am so glad that you have popped on here. Girl, I have been praying for you. You have given us such a scare. How are you feeling? Oh, the fact that you popped on has made my night. Totally made my night. Sweet friend, I have missed you something fierce. We are just about ready to get going here. Alright, I think I'm live. I think I've got everything all set up here. So we are going to jump right in with tonight's project. And we're going to be using some Dollar Tree items. And all right, so now we are going to be using some Dollar Tree items. We're going to decorate up this cute little pumpkin that I found from the Dollar Tree. I found this cute little wood cutout from the Dollar Tree. We're going to use our buffalo plaid. Can't talk tonight. The heat's getting to me. It's like 90, it was like 98 or 99 degrees just a few minutes ago when we were out. It's crazy hot here. Hey Sandy, welcome. We're going to be using our buffalo plaid stencil from Magnolia Design Company. And then we are going to be using 2 of these little metal words. It says harvest and thankful. And it comes in a 3-pack from the Dollar Tree. And it's thankful, harvest, and welcome. So we are going to use the thankful and harvest. So the pumpkin is going to say thankful harvest. and they're real thin metal, but they're super cute, and you can usually find them for all the different seasons and holidays. They also have them for Halloween, and they say beware, haunted, and spooky. So you can usually find these at the Dollar Tree for any season. I know Christmas they'll have them. So I just wanted to use some of them. And I've got some ribbon out. We're going to paint our pumpkin in Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, which is black. And then we're going to stencil the buffalo plaid. We're going to make it an orange and black pumpkin. And you know what? It just dawned on me. We're not going to use the Thankful and Harvest. We're going to make this a Halloween project. So we're going to do the Beware, the Spooky, and the Haunted, since we're doing it orange and black. And then we're going to stencil with some of our Orange Tiger chalk paste from Magnolia Design Company. So, and I have my little spray bottle here for my paste. I've got a paintbrush. I've got my hot glue gun already up and running. I've got my heat tool. So we are going to get rocking and rolling with this project. So, one last thing, as you're coming in, if you are brand new and you have never seen my face before, I am Michelle Fox, and I am the owner of Foxy Chick Designs. And if you would comment with a number 1. If you have watched this before, or you are a part of the Foxy Chick Designs family, then I appreciate you very, very much. And if you would comment with a number 2. If you are a newbie and you comment with that number 1, I am so thankful that you have come and decided to join me tonight for a fun DIY project, and I hope that you will like what you see and you will come back again and again. So without further ado, I'm going to tilt you guys down and we're going to get started on this project. I'm sorry if you guys hear a fan in the background. Like I said, it is like 98 or 99 degrees here, and I live in a mobile home, so it is like a tin can. So I'm hoping you guys all can hear me well, because I really don't want to turn off the fan. So I'm trying to talk a little bit louder so that you guys can hear me. So we are going to go ahead and I'm going to flip you guys down here so that you can see the project. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set that off to the side, and I'm going to just grab one of these plastic pieces up here so that I don't get paint on my desk. I was cleaning out some different things, and I've got a different way that I'm storing my stencils now, so all the little plastic pieces that they came with, I've kind of tossed them out the door. Okay, so I am just going to open my paint, and actually I'm going to flip this guy this way, and I'm going to just dip my brush into the paint, and I'm just going to start painting this up. And actually, I'm going to spray this a little bit so that the chalk paste will spread a little bit easier. Okay. Careful here, keeping the paint on on the plastic and not on my work surface. Good here. Just move this back over just a little bit. Trying not to get any paint on my hands tonight. That would just be really nice. Probably not going to happen. Hey Barbara, welcome. Barbara, is this your first time watching us live? Alright, so I'm just going to grab my heat tool, and I'm going to get this all dried up. And the reason I love this chalk paint so much is this stuff dries up super, super quick. And I do love that. And it's looking like this project is only going to take one coat of the black ink color. So I am just making sure that this is all nice and dry, because I am going to be stenciling on it, so I don't want any of this paint to come up on my stencil. And if any of you watching are interested in learning how to do what I do and make money crafting, if you will comment team or information in the comments, and I can reach out to you personally and answer any questions that you may have. Our Get Started kit is only $69. And you get an amazing 35% discount. So even if you only wanted to join for the discounts, if you wanted to get your supplies at a 35% discount, that is totally fine as well. You do not have to, you know, build a business or grow a team. You can join just for the $69 at the $69 price, just for the benefit that you get the 35% discount. And you know what? I am actually going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to dry up this back because I do not want to make a mess as I'm stenciling. So I'm going to just go ahead and dry this up. But I do. I love these little cutouts that you can get from Dollar Tree. And if you happen to have a friend that has a Glowforge, you know, they can cut these out too. Alright, I think I have this all nice and dry, and I really want to turn that off because that is hot. Alright, so we are all good to go. I am going to grab a baby wipe to wipe off my hands because I don't want any of that chalk paint to get on my stencil. So I do want to make sure that my hands are clean. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my chalk paste. And I'm going to grab a stir stick out of here. And I'm going to spray some water. Into my chalk paste. And I'm going to give this a good stir. Just like so. And I like my chalk paste to be the consistency of yogurt or frosting in a can. They're pretty kind of consistent, of the same color or the same consistency. You don't want it too thin because it will run underneath your stencil, but you don't want it too thick that you have a hard time spraying it or spreading it. Sorry. So I like how that is. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And our stencils are silkscreen, self-adhesive, and they are reusable. So I have already marked the back of my backer sheet with the word Buffalo Plaid, so that when I clean up my stencil with just some cool water, then I can, once it's dry, I can put it right back on this backer sheet, and I can use this stencil over and over and over again. Our stencils are good up 8 to 10 times, and sometimes you might get extra uses out of them. I do, depending on how well I take care of my stencils. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to peel this stencil right off its backer sheet. And this stencil is very well loved. This is a stencil, if you watch me for any length of time, you will find that my background stencils and my Tiffany Teal chalk paste is probably the two things that I use the most. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just lay this guy down here, and I'm going to smooth out the stencil, making sure that there are no air bubbles in the silk screened areas. And I am going to take my squeegee and just run down over it just to make sure that there are, and you hear that? That means there's air bubbles, so I want to make sure that those are all spread out so that there are no air bubbles in the stencil, because I do not want it to bleed underneath. I want this to be very, very crisp. And so I'm going to just run my stencil or my squeegee over it, making sure that I don't hear any other air bubbles. Okay. So now I'm going to just take some of my chalk paste and I'm going to smear it on my silk screened area. I don't worry about how much I use because I can squeegee this back up and put it back in the jar. So I am just going to start here and just very gently, I'm going to go over all of the silk screened areas, making sure that they're all completely covered. Just trying to be very careful and very gentle as I go over this. don't have to push real hard with the squeegee. It just very gently glides over the top here. And like I said, I'm just making sure that all of my silk screened areas here are covered. Up here at the top. I'm just going over this very gently. And then I'm going to just squeegee up the excess, put it back in the jar, and I'm going to, nope, I still have some of this over here that was not done. I'm just going to go over here to this edge. And now we're going to do the peel and reveal and make sure that it didn't miss any places. And we are good. And like places like this here, I'm leaving it because I'm happy with it because it looks kind of distressed. It doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, if you want yours to be perfect, that's totally fine. That is, you're the crafter. You can choose, whichever you prefer. I don't prefer everything to be perfect, just because it gives it character. It looks homemade. I don't want it to look cheap, but I don't necessarily have to have it to where it's 1,000% spot on. I hope that makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and put the lid back on my orange paste, and I'm going to grab my heat tool again, and I'm going to get this all nice and dried up. And this chalk paste as well does not take long to dry either. I think we're good here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out our haunted, spooky, and beware. Just like that. I think that looks awesome sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little finger protector here, and I'm just going to flip this guy over, and I'm just going to put some dabs of hot glue here. Trying not to go off the edge here, but that's not really working well. Alright. Hot. Okay, metal and hot glue. Can you guess what's happening here? Okay. So I'm just gonna put just a little bit of hot glue here. Let's see here. Alrighty. And I'm just going to make sure that this is all good here. So I want to make sure that these do stay down. Alright. I think we are good. So now we're going to take our spooky I'm going to be real quick with this. Alright. And we're going to move that one. Ah, no. Turn. There we go. Make sure all this crazy glue stuff is off of here. The little spider webs or boogers or whatever you call them. Alright, and beware is going to be last. And I think I've got enough. Just turn this guy over and let him drop right about there. Just go ahead and push this guy down. I think this guy is cute. I don't know about you guys. Don't like extra craziness here. Alright, so I'm going to make sure that all these little crazy things are up. Alright. So I think this turned out super cute. Hunted Spooky Beware. And now I'm going to make just a cute little bow. And I'm going to grab my orange and I'm going to grab my pumpkin here and I'm going to grab some of my buffalo check and I'm going to grab some of this orange. I just think this stuff is really, really cute. And I get all of this stuff at the Dollar Tree. Oh, you know what? I don't know where my zip ties went to. Okay, well, so I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to cut this piece. Just grab this, cut straight across, and then I'm going to cut it right up the middle here, because this is pretty thick and I don't really need it to be quite that thick. So get more bang for my buck. I can cut it right up the middle. And then we're just going to use some of this buffalo plaid. I'm going to grab 2 pieces of that. And then I'm going to grab some of the pumpkin here. And then I'm going to just grab some of this orange buffalo check. Alright, so those are the colors that we have. I'm going to go ahead and throw this back in my little container here. I'm going to see if I can find I don't quite know where they all ran off to. I had zip ties and lots of them, and I can't find them. Of course, just when I need things, I cannot find them. So we're just going to set our little pumpkin off here, and I'm going to start with this orange, and I'm just going to crisscross those, and then I'm going to crisscross the pumpkins like that, and I'm going to crisscross the buffalo check like that, and then I'm just going to grab some of this orange here like that. And hey, Liz! Alright, now I'm going to, oh, I think I see them. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find them and grab them. Oh, where did the zip ties go? You know what? Forget it. We're not going to use a zip tie. I'm just going to grab my little container here, and I'm just going to grab some of this orange check, and I'm going to just lift this up, slide this underneath, grab this like so, and I'm going to just take this and tie it tight as I can. I'm going to tie this in a knot like so, and then I'm just going to fan this guy out just like so. I just think this is super cute. So I'm going to fan these guys out just like so. Just like that. Okay. Alrighty, so now that we're done with that, I'm just going to take this guy and I'm going to put him right up here at the top of the, actually, I can cut these guys off. So I really don't need those to be hanging down. I'm going to grab my handy dandy little finger protector, and I'm going to put, actually I'm going to grab a glue stick first. Throw this in here, and I'm going to throw a big glob of glue up here on the top. I'm going to also throw a big glob of glue right there, and I'm just going to hold this like so. And just going to let this kind of sit for a minute. that's how I burnt my fingers last. It's because this glue, for some crazy reason, likes to run all over the place. Alright. I think we have this guy all nice and good. So I am just making sure that this is all nice and glued. And I do want to kind of take that all off. So I'm just going to put that on my nice little mat here, which it'll pop back up, so I'm not real concerned. And there is our cute little project for tonight. So anyhow, I hope you liked our little buffalo plaid haunted spooky beware pumpkin. And I'm going to pull you guys back up here to me. Alright, so there we go. And I'm going to actually turn you guys around so that you can see what this actually looked like. So there's our cute little haunted spooky beware pumpkin, and we got most of everything from the Dollar Tree except for the stencil from Magnolia Design Company. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for popping on here and crafting with me tonight, and I appreciate you guys so very much. I appreciate your interaction. I appreciate the fact that you take time out of your life and your busy schedule to come craft with me each Tuesday and Thursday night, and any other time that I happen to be live. I am trying to up the times I'm live during a week, and every time I say that, my life